Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Guys, if this is the first time you're checking out the game, I'll have a link for you to download the game in the description of this video. So check it out. Dragonheir Silent Gods launched in September of this year. Over 5 million downloads just in September. Over 10 million downloads so far. The game is just blowing up. Okay, you definitely should check out the game. It is already launching its first ever collaboration with D&D Dungeons and Dragons. It has launched a unique champion which you can collect and play through with its unique story mode, and it's called Dragonheir. I have actually Dritz myself. I managed to unlock him through summons, and you can unlock him too through just summoning, doing your normal summons where you collect heroes within this game. There's also very unique skins related to D&D Dungeons and Dragons. You know, if you never played Dungeons and Dragons, it's like the most known tabletop RPG game. They have this big collaboration going on right now where you have also the dice, which might be familiar with D&D. The dice skins in the game change now if you want to the D&D versions of them, with the skins for the D20 dice and the D4 dice. So D20 with the 20 sides. When you roll it, when you're trying to steal something in this game, like, it feels very D&D like, right? D4 dice also for some decision making within the game, and there's different skins for the D&D collaboration. Pretty cool if you ask me. They have their summoning events here, which is the one needed for Dragonheir. Very unique one in terms of summon, since you can also collect Hunter's Blades, and these are used to slowly acquire Dragonheir himself. If you get 240 of the Hunter's Blades, it doesn't matter if you got unlucky with the summons, you'll still pick up the hero yourself, right? So an easier way to get the hero if you just keep on summoning and it just doesn't come. And there's also like an exchange where you can use those Hunter's Blades to buy more stuff, which can be used in the game. I do have already the hero collected, and I have 57 extra Hunter's Blades at the moment. So with this collaboration, it's not just the champion added. So Dritz with his Panther. By the way, I can show you Dritz if you wanted to have a look on how this cool guy looks with his own Panther. Winter, something like that. I can't pronounce the name, but they both look very cool, and they both are attacking in the game. I covered it in my previous video with Dragonheir, like a very specific strategy. With the cute Panther there, reminds me of my cat actually, but I don't have such a big cat. And you can use Dritz wherever you like within the game. There's also a very unique dungeon in the game at the moment which you can experience, and this dungeon is called the Temple of Earth to the Balor. Was introduced in the game. I've already done my first challenge on this one for today. You can fight it every single day for unique rewards, and this new dungeon will not go away. That's the cool thing. It won't go away when the event is over, and it will stay there for you to challenge it at any time you like, every single day, and fight against other players in terms of who does the most damage. It's a very unique dungeon compared to others, since all your heroes are level 100, so they're maxed out. You don't need to level them up for this specific dungeon specifically, and all that matters is basically your strategy on how to put the heroes on the board, which hero combinations to use, and when to use the right skill timings in order to beat the boss Earth 2. I covered it in the previous video. It's a very demanding boss. It's not an easy you know, an easy road to get the max damage, which equals the max rewards. So definitely a cool challenge though. Definitely a cool challenge. So for today's video, I cannot cover every single dungeon that this game has. I covered other dungeons in previous videos so far on the channel for Dragonheir, but the Grave of Venom is something I did not cover. Grave of Venom is something very specific, with the Harpy in there just kicking your butt. Honestly, if you do not go in there with a proper strategy, she will just completely wipe you out and you'll be in trouble. Even if you think you got it, you won't, because you need a specific strategy. And this is the most crucial dungeon out of all of them, if I would say, because that is where you get your damage dealing gear. The Executioner set, which gives you crit rate and ignoring defense. You have the Platinum Knight set, which gives you enlightenment and also the ability to gain a damage bonus. Then you also have the Gambler set, which is very cool because it does give you true damage. And then finally the Troll set, where it gives you skill haste, so you get your skills faster, and also the ability to heal when doing some damage. And that is the legendary set, which is the ones you want to be farming eventually, right? But you know, farming the final stage, that's where you'll be getting the sets with the highest drop rate. So let's just go there. We fast travel to the dungeon right there. Boom, there it is. Immediately you travel through the map and you go there. You don't literally have to walk through the open world of Dragonheir. I know guys, you might be tempted to go around, just keep on collecting stuff in Dragonheir, but the reality is you can fast travel and save a ton of time, which is what I love about this game, in terms of they have the quality of life in there, at least. So the Grave of Venom, this is the dungeon that I'm talking about. There's multiple different loot that you can get, which is the sets I explained a little bit before. You can get this, is called the Precious Tempering Sand Scarlet. Every 5 you get is equals to 1 legendary item. So regardless of what drops you get, you'll be getting these as well, which you can use to craft a legendary item. Even though it's random, it's still the ability to get extra loot, you know, and you can get epic versions of the sets as well. Although honestly, you'll be just using legendary ones as you're getting closer and closer to the end game, which is, you know, farming everything at the final stage. So level 170. So what does the Harpy do? The Harpy is a very difficult boss. Let me actually go in there and I'll show you on how the proper setup goes. So this is the Harpy boss with the 2 flame of elements on the right and left side of her. So the way that you go with here is you usually use 2 healers here at least. You can use 3, but you will be challenged in terms of the time that you need to beat it. You don't have a limited time to clear the dungeon, so you have to go in there with a strategy. You'll definitely need a tank. So here I have my Frurbath. He is my tank built with almost 100,000 health, a ton of defense, almost 3,500 defense, and he does have the protection set, which gives him the ability to soak up some damage taken from my allies. He takes it instead, so he soaks up the damage and he also receives extra damage reduction because of this set, and he is a really good epic, one of the top 10 I would say. Then we have Tonal Nan. Tonal Nan is just another epic that does really strong single target damage, has a unique passive that gives Tonal Nan another extra 20% crit rate. That is huge. All right, and look at that, I've built Tonal Nan with about 260 crit damage, which is insane, and the crit rate, it's a little bit lower because I have that cool passive. And the gear that I have is this, the Executioner set, so I can ignore some defense. And then it's pretty much Eric, which is a legendary available to everybody as you complete the normal quest line that the game provides. You get this legendary for free, so everybody has this. And he's built again with the same Executioner set. And then I have Gillian, a legendary support. She is a healer that I managed to get with a lucky summon during the beta, and I cannot use another healer ever since. She's just so good, and I haven't found an alternative. Although, like, even rare healers can be used to beat this dungeon. This is not, you know, legendaries only. And this is the set I use on her. After the wear unleashes an ultimate skill, all allies obtain 15% extra attack. So she boosts everyone's attack in this way. And then finally, I have a level 90 here, Quaran, in the bottom right. The reason that I have him in the bottom right is so that he doesn't stand close to the boss, because I think the boss does like a big screech, and if he's close, he'll take a lot of damage. He has to have the lowest amount of health out of all my allies in order to be targeted by one of these flame elements. They will target the lowest health enemy that they have. And the reason I still have Quarion at level 90 is for that, so that he can take the hits. He does have some good defense, like almost 2,000 defense. He's a healer himself, and he's a rare available to everybody. All right, so his main goal is basically to be getting hit, nothing else. And then he recovers some health to everybody. He grants a shield to the ally, to an ally, and then a recovery over time. He also heals all allies within range plus a defense up. So he helps out a little bit, since the damage that we'll be taking is quite severe. In terms of aura, I've selected a defense aura. And then in terms of potions, I don't usually run potions or buffs, but all of these buffs that you see are buffs that you can craft within the game that can help you. Like this one, I'll use it, extra 5% more fire damage with my 2 fire heroes, and then extra 10% attack on those. And then look at this, I have my 3 hero elemental affinity bonuses stacked up because I'm using fire and poison. If I had 5 of them all matching together, I would get an extra 25% more damage and 39% more attack. Although for this strategy, at the moment, I can still beat the dungeon in, a quick time. Not the quickest, but in a relatively quick time. And at the moment, since it works, I put in the auto fights and I just do something else, honestly. But look at this. This is how the fight's gonna go. You'll see my Quarion getting hit by this side ad that the boss has, and the boss does a ton of damage on my very tanky Fruit Bath. By the way, Fruit Bath is built with the really tanky, and he's still getting low to about 20% health. So that is why you have to have a very low hero to be taking at least one of the poisoners damage right there. And you can see here my allies just doing damage as much as they can. They've lowered the boss to about 65% health at about 40 seconds in, and that is how the run is going to go for the remaining of the fight. Let's see the damage overall so far with Tonal Dan, the epic, doing about 7% more damage than the second one, which is Eric. Okay, the ultimate boosted him to 52%, but then I think Eric will be doing a little bit more damage using his battle skill. Not his ultimate, his battle skill is like something except from his basic attack. That's called the battle skill in this game. So pretty cool overall. The boss is under 50% health, will be dropping very soon. This strategy is the most prevalent one in terms of what you require to beat the boss. After that, for much quicker clear times, you require very specific heroes. This can be cleared in like, the fastest I've seen it in like 20 seconds, but that is by very end game accounts with very specific heroes, very specific combos, which I cannot replicate on my account, unfortunately. But such a cool thing that each dungeon has its own strategy that is very unique. And the boss loads up its skills but has no time to really do anything here on us. And look at that, we got a legendary piece with crit rate there and enlightenment. This is the platinum knight set plus 3 of these, which I can actually use now to craft 1 legendary item. So that was Grave of Venom, guys. My fastest time was a minute 30 actually, and a minute 39 for the current run. So pretty cool strategy. And like, if you ever wonder what kind of teams are good here, there's a lineup that you can see, which is what I find pretty cool in this game. You can see all the lineups that have beaten this before, and then you click here, show only non-legendary lineups. So if you want to see somebody who has 0 legendaries and still clears it, there you go. There it is. These are all teams used by other players. So Hexandra, a healer that is rare, available to everybody. Quarion, the one I showed you. This one is Sigrid, a very strong rare damage dealer. And then we have Irina, also a very strong damage dealer. You can click on them and see all the gear that they have. So this guy had more defense than me, but lower health, and he still managed to clear it. So if you are having issues with clearing this dungeon, it's like there's so many different ways and teams that you can see that can beat it. And obviously the better champions you have, the faster the teams are going to be. You can even download the replay and see how the team actually performs in battle by those players. So that is quite interesting. It's a huge part of this game, clearing these dungeons, as you need to be farming your gear, which although you lose the gear at the end of the season, I don't think it's a bad thing, because you'll still be able to farm in the new gear pieces in the new season. You'll use your stamina, which you get tons of stamina, honestly, even if you're not purchasing the stamina every single day from the refreshes, or you're not somebody who's a big spender in these games, you can still farm a lot of the gear. This was the video, guys, for today, going over the Grave of Venom. I'll be covering the game again with more videos in the future, and I'll be doing some other videos for the remaining dungeons as well, maybe some other area of the game also. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the game, as I said. Download link is going to be in the description of this video. Thank you all again for supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.